Hello there, it's me, Eric Weathers, and I wanted to do a short tutorial video on how to letter comics. Specifically with this one on just how to make a standard comic book style word balloon. So let's get started. The first thing you do, obviously, is you want to get the text into the page. I have this in here from the script, and you can just grab your copy and paste it from your script. I'm using a Smack Attack font, which is a free font you can get at blambot.com. Blambot's a great resource for free fonts. If just learning to letter, doing your indie comics, it's a great resource to get some excellent looking fonts. The size of this particular font is 7-point. The font size can differ depending on depending on the size of the art you're working with, the font you're using, so that the point size of the font can change depending on those things. But 7 is usually pretty decent. So the first thing you want to do is set your layers. Lock the artwork layer on the bottom, and then I add a layer for balloons, then captions, then sound effects, and lettering itself, or the words itself. See that over here in the layers palette. And then we will just get started drawing a word balloon. So to get the word balloon started, you want to bring up the ellipse tool. You can either press L or click the ellipse shape over here. And if you don't see it, if you see a rectangle, you click and hold, you will see the ellipse tool. Just take that. And then come down here to the color selector and make sure you have the white fill with the black stroke. And then generally try to draw the ellipse, just click and drag and try to fit it centered on the text. I wasn't on the right layer, so let me drop that down to the balloon layer. And then with the selector tool, you can reshape it, you can resize it. If I hold Alt, if you hold Alt, it will resize it in both directions at the same time. And that looks pretty good, but it doesn't have the comic book look just yet. So once you've got it generally sized where you want it, you can align it to the center. You can align the text to the center of the balloon horizontally up here on the align tools. You click the horizontal align and the vertical align, and that will give you a general good alignment. Sometimes it can change. With the way the text fits, sometimes you can, even though it's showing that it's aligned, you still may want to adjust it to it's better with your eye. So now we're going to shape the balloon, give it a little bit more classic comic book style. So what you do is you press S for scale tool. It's also over here on the menu. I'm not sure if it's like this on the default menu or if I've put it there myself. So if you can't find it, just press S. It'll bring up the scale tool. And that lets you scale the shape itself, but we're not going to do it from the shape, we're going to do it from these points. So we want to give these points direction handles in order to make that shape. So you go up here to select direction handle. And I have this on a hotkey as well, so you may see me in the future do that. And it'll just show up, but I'll try to go through each step so you know it. After you've got the direction handles selected, as you can see, it show you an outline of what it's going to do when you release. Click and hold, and then gives you that more of a comic book shape. And then from there, size it down some more until you're satisfied with the overall look of the balloon. You get that classic look. And then you can go in and change the stroke. You can change the outline of it. But generally speaking, you don't need to if you're just going for standard lettering. But I do like to bump down the stroke width to 0.75 points. It's, I think 1 point maybe just a little bit too thick, but 0.75 is a good number. And now if you notice, we have another block of text here that we need to add a balloon around. So we're going to take this balloon as is, and we're just going to duplicate it and move it over. So there are a few ways to do that. I usually will just, with it selected, I'll hold down the Alt key, click and drag, and that'll make a duplicate. But you can also come over here to the layers palette and pull it down to this, which is the new layer button. Just click it there and it will make a duplicate of that. And this is a good way to get a good balloon. Once you've made a good one, you can just sort of duplicate it over and over. It's not one for one, you know. You still are going to have to reshape it depending on the text that's in between the bubbles, but it's a good starting point then from a standard ellipse. So again, you want to center, horizontal align, vertical align. And, you know, S for scale tool, and I almost used my hotkey again. Select object, direction handle. Shape it to the text. It actually was already pretty good, but I'll show you again. And then the other thing you want to do when you bring it in is just to make sure that you're not too, you don't want to have it too tight around the text. It's not fun to read. See the difference between this, say, this is much easier to read. It's much easier on the text doesn't feel crowded in. So now these are some pretty good shapes, you know, back and make sure everything's centered. These are pretty good balloon shapes. But you know, we're still missing one thing. Each of them, that's the tail. So let me show you how to do a tail. In order to make a balloon tail, you're going to Pin tool. You can go to the tool selector over here or press P on your keyboard. And it's really just a simple 3 clicks and you can have your balloon tail in no time. So you just, some people start at the tip where it would reach, where it points towards the mouth. I like to start within the balloon itself. I'll click here with the pin tool, and then you click and drag, and you pull it, and you give it that curve. If you need to adjust where it sits, you just hold down the space key. So hit that, pull it to pull the direction handle out as you place it, and you curve it to where it needs to go. And then while you're still holding the mouse button down, press and hold the Alt key, and then you have just the one direction handle. So then you let go of that, both the Alt key and the mouse, and then your pin tool is ready for another placement. Place another one, stretch it out so it looks how you want it, push it off. And that's a pretty good placement, pretty good balloon. You do want to have it, make sure that it shows so it's coming out of the center of the balloon as much as possible, just to make it more uniform, more enjoyable, more pleasing to the eye. One other thing I like to do, I don't really like the sharp point on the end of the balloon tail, so I'll go over here to the stroke settings and click on corner, and I'll click on join. That'll, with it selected, of course, and that will give it a little softer edge there. Once you have your balloon tail and your balloon both selected, you want to go to Pathfinder, which you can also go to Window Pathfinder, as it's checked. If I check it, it'll disappear, but Window Pathfinder. And then you go to Shape Modes here, and you want to click Unite. Boom. You have yourself a word balloon. You know what? It looks pretty good. So let's do that to this other word balloon over here. We want to point his mouth's in this area, so we want to point to that area. It out there with the pin tool, click and drag, close it off. Then before you really finalize it, I like to go in and tweak it. Make sure it's exactly how I want to do it. You don't want it too pinched at the bottom because you get a big long black stencil of a balloon tail. It doesn't look quite as elegant, as voluptuous as this one is. So be mindful of that. And a lot of that is just playing with the direction handles and making sure that it looks how you want it. Looks like how you want it. And again, select both the balloon and the tail, and then hit Unite. And you can also set that to a hotkey. And then there you go. You have word balloons. Pretty simple stuff. This will get you a long way into lettering your comics if you follow these few steps here. So if you like what you saw, make sure you hit hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. There will be more videos coming. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them as they come in if I can't answer them. If you have any questions or suggestions for other videos, I'm all ears. So yeah, thanks for watching and look forward to more videos on lettering in the future. Bye. Oh, hey, and before you go, I wanted to let you know about the mailing list I have for Operation Zephyr. It is a futuristic military retelling of The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy Gale, a brilliant analyst for the Army, sent to investigate the perimeter of Oz. After her transport is brought down by a monstrous horde of flying creatures, Gale must fight not only for her own life, but for the salvation of Oz itself. It's going to be out later this summer on Indiegogo, so make sure you sign up for the mailing list now. You will have access to a secret tier, a special tier that is available only to those who have signed up on the mailing. Thanks for watching. See you next time.